And welcome back to Crystal Coast Real Estate Television. I'm Bill Hitchcock, coming to you from one of our latest listings here in Brandywine Bay in Morehead City. A couple of things I want to talk to you about before we get into the market trends and report. Three weeks ago, we talked about the Crystal Coast Real Estate is the worst over, and we showed you some highlights as what we've been seeing over the past 30 days of massive improvements in the real estate market. We also wrote newspaper articles and website blogs. Same title, Crystal Coast Real Estate is the worst over. Well, lo and behold, about 2 weeks after that, Realtor Magazine, the National Association of Realtors, came out with an article entitled, Is the Worst Over? And they started cherry picking pretty much the same types of facts that we have along the Crystal Coast here nationally to show that the tide has turned. Hang on to that thought as we jump right on into it. What I want to do first, take a look at this first chart. I want to go over the amount of inventory that has sold over the past 3 years. As you can see, in 2008, there's 839 properties that have sold. In 2007, there was 1,012, 2006, 1,200, 2005, 1,499. That was our banner year. 2004, 1,318 properties were sold. In 2003, 1,073 properties have sold. This is year to date, all the way to the end of August. And as you can see, that 2008 is the worst sales year on record. 2003 as far as back as the information goes. Now let's take a look at some of the prices. There is a reason why I'm showing you all these things, by the way. It's not all gloom and doom. The average sale price of a residential property along the Crystal Coast this year, $254,000. Last year it was $271,000. In 2006 we had a similar year as this year, $259,000. Again, that banner year of 2005, the average sold price of a residential property was $286,000. Sliding into 2004, $226,000, and 2003, $203,000. Now there's a reason why I want to show you all that information as we go on into this. Year to date, we have 2% less inventory on the market for sale. We have had a glut of inventory for the past couple of years. This is what has greatly affected our market and has made the prices go up and down and sales worst on record. Now, new inventory coming on market is down by 17% for the year. Sold is down by 16%. The average sold price, as we talked about earlier, $254,000, which is 6% less than the year before. Now, let's get into all the stuff that I was talking about at the very beginning of this segment, the past 30 days. This is where we have seen market improvement, so much so that although the inventory is the same right now as it was last year, the amount of new inventory coming on market has been reduced by 22%. That's whacking away at that glut. Also, sales have improved to 10% less than the same time period last year. Now, I know that sounds strange, but we've been dealing with a 16, 17, and 18% less in sales when we compare to year to date. Right now, we're only at 10%. And if we get into a single digit, that's going to be the first time in years that we have had that. The average sold price, $224,000, which is 16% less than the same time period last year. The key has been to lower the price to increase sales. Now, no seller likes to hear about lowering the price, but the fact of the matter is that's what has created these sales to occur. If you don't sell anything, the price is a moot point. So you got to lower those prices to find that friction point, as I'll call it, where sales will start occurring. And evidently over the past 30 days, we have seen that. Now, something that's very interesting that has occurred is the days on market for properties that have sold. Over the past 30 days, it's averaged out to 191 days has been the days on market for these sales to occur. And again, the past 30 days has been our best sales period really in several years. But the year-to-date comparison is 184 days. So why it's taking longer for these sales to occur, but they are finally happening. One of the other key indicators of the market and the stability of it is the supply or the absorption rate, the amount of inventory that we have on the market with the absorption rate. And what that is that if you take all the inventory that's currently on the market, don't add any more to it, how long will it take you to sell all the inventory? In January, we had a 28-month supply of inventory. 6 months is stable. Right now, we're in between about 18 and 19-month supply of inventory. Nationally, a little over 11 months. So we are have a little bit more inventory than what they do on a national level, but we are chipping away at that, 10 months worth to be exact. Now, how have people paid for their properties? For the year, 52% have used a conventional loan, VA loan 28%, and that's something else that we've been talking about over the past couple of days, that the government-backed loans has more than doubled this year in comparison to prior years, and that's been holding true nationally as well. Cash sales for the year, 13%, and that pretty much 14% is the average that we see year in, year out. But over the past 30 days, conventional loans at 46%, VA loans at 27%, cash sales 21%. We saw this exact same phenomenon happen towards the first of the year around April and May. We're up to 24% of all sales were cash. So we're having that happen again. Now, let's zip into some of the prices, the average sold prices over the past 30 days along the Crystal Coast. We're also going to talk about the New Bern area as well. In Atlantic Beach, we haven't had a single property sold, residential property, over the past 30 days, but the year-to-date average sold price is $763,000. In Emerald Isle, the average sold price over the past 30 days is $485,000. That's 23% less than the same time period last year. Sales are down by 50%. Morehead City, and I am really happy to see this, the average sold price is $254,000 over the past 30 days. That's 30% less than the same time period last year, but as a consequence, sales have evened out. We got the exact same amount, statistically speaking, as we did last year. Beaufort, the average sold price is $177,000, which is 22% less than the same time period last year. Sales are down only by 10%. Newport, the average sold price, $161,000. That's 20% less than the same time period last year, but sales have increased by 33%. Swansboro, $227,000 is the average sold price, which is 4% less than the same time period last year, but sales have increased by 85%. We're going to jump into New Bern and show you some of the average sold prices there over the past 30 days. In the city limits of New Bern, the average sold price is $191,000. Trent Woods, $221,000. Fairfield Harbor, Broad Creek Road area, $254,000. Riverbend, $277,000 is the average sold price. Bryce's Creek, $307,000, and Taberna, $326,000. Now, I know we've just gone through a whole bunch of information, did it very, very quickly, but if you would like a complete market analysis of your home, your neighborhood, your town, whatever, give us a call here at the Hitchcock Realty offices at 252-360-1133. I'm Bill Hitchcock. We're going to commercial break. There's plenty more Crystal Coast Real Estate Television when we come back.